Madam Speaker, I rise in support of S. 3949, the Trafficking Victims Prevention and Protection Reauthorization Act of 2022, which would reauthorize the Trafficking Victims Protection Act of 2000, which expired in September of last year. This legislation would also extend and update programs for human trafficking survivors, while increasing the funding authorization to reflect current spending levels through 2027. Human trafficking continues to be one of the most important challenges of our time. More than 20 years after we first passed the Trafficking Victims Protection Act, traffickers continue to find new ways to exploit 25 million people around the world while generating more than $150 billion annually. The TVPA serves as the foundation for the United States counter-trafficking efforts and contains a multitude of authorizations for the programs that support this crucial work. It is therefore critical that we reauthorize this legislation. S. 3949 would help prevent human trafficking, promote services to trafficking victims and survivors, encourage federal coordination on data collection and crime reporting, and promote justice for trafficking survivors. The bill would improve training of federal law enforcement personnel by assuring anti-trafficking trainings are included in all staff trainings for federal departments and executive agencies. It would also establish a pilot program through which underserved communities in the United States may apply for funding to develop and implement treatment models and support services to youth at high risk of being trafficked. The bill would also facilitate investigations into potential human trafficking cases by strengthening statutes and penalties for trafficking offenses. In addition, it would include the Survivors' Bill of Rights, which encourages states to adopt the same protections for survivors of state sex crimes that already exist at the federal level. Lastly, we know that trafficking victims are of all ages, genders, ethnicities, nationalities, and sexual orientations. However, some vulnerable individuals, including minors in foster care or involved in the juvenile justice system, are more likely to be targeted and victimized. To encourage state agencies to work together to keep these at-risk youth safe and off the streets, S. 3949 would make grants to state child welfare and juvenile justice agencies to collaborate in the collection of data on youth who are involved in both systems or dual-status youth, and encourage better cooperation between state agencies that oversee juvenile justice and child welfare programs. The United States has built one of the strongest anti-trafficking responses in the world, yet the fight is not over. We can and we must continue to improve and strengthen our anti-trafficking response. That is why I thank Senators Feinstein and Grassley for introducing S. 3949, legislation necessary to end all forms of human trafficking and modern-day slavery. I urge all of my colleagues to support it, and I reserve the balance of my time.